Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have two budget knives in the $25 range to share with you guys and gals today. The last video was a more pricey knife. It was my Grail knife. These are going to be right around the $25 mark. We're talking budget. This is the brand new release from Freetiger. It's the FT41. Would you observe it? Just observe it. And there's a look at your G10. The G10 has nice looking texture, but as far as feel wise, I'd give it about a 1. It doesn't have a lot of palpable texture. You have a big spot for a lanyard. You have a nice G10 back spacer, ribbed for your pleasure. It has the big old jimps going on. And then this pocket clip is very strong. I mean, it is super strong. It's easy in and out of the pocket. You have plenty of room to grab it, to use it as a work knife in and out very nicely. And then going all the way around, you can look at these shiny liners. I like it when they're shiny. Ooh, so shiny. And then I have something to tell you about these thumb studs that you may or may not like. It's going to depend on your preference, and tell me what you think about it once I tell you here in just a second. But first, let's get the blade out. Pow! Right in the kisser. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Nice and pointy. Would you check it out? Nice D2 blade, has the satin finish. It does have a couple spots here. There's one up here and one down here looking at our finish. But, you know, for a $25 banger, I'm not complaining. Nice looking. I like how this swedge just kind of fades in at the top of the spine and comes all the way down right to the tip. Very nice looking blade. There's your FT41. And then the Freetiger, I wouldn't mind if that was smaller, maybe up by the Ricasso. This is a liner lock. The lockup on this is about 25 to 30%. And then, oh my goodness, it is so smooth. And it is centered. It came from the factory very sharp. I mean, it just glides through paper. Listen to how quiet. Very, very sharp. Oh, it's so nice. I could just sit here and cut paper for the rabbit cage all day long. And as far as your fit, left and right, it is absolutely solid. Now, I had someone tell me to not move my right hand while I'm checking, but if I check that lightly, I'm not going to be able to tell if there's movement. I actually give it force back and forth and up and down to check to see if there's movement, and there is 0 on this knife. We'll do a couple quick size comparisons and then we'll check out the action. And all of these knives I'm going to show you are in the 25 to 30-ish range, maybe a couple dollars over 30, but these are all budget knives. This is the QSP Penguin, and this is the Citivian ST141. I wish they all had names because I can remember names a lot better. So there's those two for you to go by, and here's another Citivian, the ST126, one of my favorite budget knives. Here's the Ganzo Firebird FH91, another one in this price range, about the same size. These are all cheaper working knives. By cheaper, I mean by price. And this is one of my favorites, the FH922. Love this one. This is one I recommend to get people that have never had a knife or might only have one cheap gas station knife. Get them this one, and you're going to change how they see and feel about budget knives. And then last but not least, the CJRB Feldspar. It's the Feldspar. Now you could see there's a lot of size similarities between these two, blade size and handle size. Now about the action. As using the thumb stud, it comes flying out with authority. And look at this. It is drop shutty. Absolutely drop shutty right out of the box. I didn't do anything to this knife. I didn't give it any knife pivot lube or anything, and it just drops. I don't even have to help it. It just drops. I'm telling you. Now, here is something to take into mind. It does not have a strong detent. Now there, I just gave it the push button, and it does come out. But I can fling it open just by flinging it. You got to fling it a little bit. And you can also reverse flick it very easy, probably because the detent is not that strong. Now, here's the thing that's happened to me and I've noticed. And if you are familiar with the wave feature on some knives where when you pull it out of your pocket, it automatically deploys, that's something that happened to me with this one. And I had another knife do the same thing. When you have thumb studs like this that kind of have an indentation, when I was sitting down and I pulled it out of my pocket, my jean pocket went underneath this and pulled the knife open. So that is something to keep in mind. This one, I mean, every knife might be a little different coming from the factory. This one, with not having a strong detent, I did deploy it fully. So when I pulled it out of my pocket, it came out open. So that is something to consider, whether that's something you want it to do or not. But if that's what your knife does, you want to be aware of it so you don't haphazardly just slowly pull it out of your pocket and have it half deploy on you, because it does not have a strong detent. Besides besides the detent not being strong, I love the action. I love how smooth it is. I love how easy it is to deploy. My hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25, and it is very comfortable. No hot spots at all. Fits the hand very nicely. The jimping does come out pretty well. It helps grab my thumb. It's not the most aggressive jimping. You could choke up here a little bit. You have to be careful about your heel. You could choke up to do a little light duty stuff, but this is going to be a nice pocket banger. Take it fishing, camping, hiking. Always have it in your pocket. An extra one in your truck. I like it. I mean, for 25 bucks, you get what you pay for. I think it's a pretty good deal. Now, this one, and they both come in the pouch, this is the FT2103 in the carbon fiber. Would you look at it? I mean, just observe it. That carbon fiber does look very nice. And you know, I looked under my microscope dealio blower upper thing, and this whole the scales are actually carbon fiber. The best I could tell, this is not an overlay. And for texture vision, this has a very nice texture that grabs your skin. I do like it very much. It's kind of like a soft sandpaper that it gives you an extra grip on this knife. But this is a crossbar lock, and it has a coated blade. They also have another one, I believe it's green, and it has a satin blade. So if you don't like the coated blade, you have that option. But this has the all blacked out hardware. You do have a place for your lanyard. This one also is not reversible. There's your deep carry clip. It's not all the way deep carry, but it's pretty deep carry. You do have a couple screws showing there. You could kind of feel them when you're taking it in and out of your pocket. They're not hateful. It would be better, you know, maybe if we had some flat screws, but we are talking about a $25, $27 knife. I think this was 27 and the green one's 25, but you can reverse flick it very easily. Look at that. Love that design. There are many knives made similar to this design where each designer will just change the blade a little bit, change the thumb stud, change the handle, change the grind a little bit. But this is a very common and popular size and weight knife. This is one anybody would enjoy carrying. It has a sharpen length of 3.25 inches. The total length, 7.65 inches. It only weighs 3.4 ounces. So it's 3.5 ounces. It's super lightweight, and the action is superb. It works really well. Well, you do have room for sharpening down here, and then left and right, it is solid. Up and down, absolutely solid. Can't complain about that at all. The lockup, it has strong springs. Some of these you would expect with a more budget brand to have a weaker spring. This one has a nice strong spring. It works very well. And then your centering, yep, it is centered. This is definitely going into my little list of knives that are great to give people that don't have a good knife and you want to give them one. The thumb studs work very nicely. It's very snappy. The action is good. You can go like this. You can open it just with the crossbar lock. Crossbar locks are great. Get it out, do your cut, pop it back in, and back in your pocket. They are very nice for that. They're quick, easy to use, and these thumb studs work so well. Let me give you a look at these thumb studs. They're grabby. They're not sharp, but they have that right amount of grab to them. And then the ergos are really nice. And the hammer grip like this, if you're really getting into it, nothing. No hot spots at all. If you have a bigger hand than me, you have plenty of room here to put your pinky or your sixth finger if you have an extra finger. But you can also do utility cuts. This is just a great everyday carry size knife. If you're going to be going and doing something where you don't want to take one of your expensive knives, or if you're upgrading and getting into the 20s and the $25 mark with knives, this one would definitely be a good choice to check out. And then check out crossbar locks because it is very snappy. It works so well. I like it. I didn't want to take forever on showing you these two new knives, but hey, subscribe if you like new knife content, and I'm going to keep pumping it out. I hope you enjoyed this, and tell me what you think about these $25 bangers. Go watch this video. I think you're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you in the comments or the live streams or at the Hive stream every Friday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.